All right. What is that? Today is the 12th day of March. Holy heck. It's sunny and 70. I'll go ahead and say this Miss Dunn has not experienced this with me, but I try to give it historical. 5 years ago on this day, we weren't gathering in person. It was 5 years ago to the day yesterday, the world shut down. So thank God we're in a different place and time than we were then. I'd like to think we're a little smarter, a little healthier. So let's keep moving on. Keep on keeping on. Welcome to our March City of Lawrence Parks Board meeting here. Appears Ms. D has grown a goatee. She's down in beautiful French Lick, Indiana, hopefully not mortgaging her house, which I go to Vegas twice a year. It's very easy to do. One of these days you may hear me living under a bridge, so I may call one of you, two of you, to get me out of there. With that being said, we have our notes from our previous meeting, minutes, I should say. If there are no exclusion, inclusions, corrections, I'd entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Go ahead, yours.
Second.
There you go. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, real quick, couple things here. I just want to, Eric, there's a globe that's still out at Burns Football Field on the lights. Been out for about 4 or 5 months there. Not that it's going to be used, but that's phone calls from neighbors we don't need to take.
A parking lot light?
Yes. And I know those ain't cheap.
Did we meet?
I understand.
We did. Yeah,
Uh,
that's right.
Real quick, we are running up against, thank God, it's getting to be baseball, soccer season. Real quick, just for public consumption, what's our role in prepping those fields and facilities for their upcoming league seasons and the like that we've done or will be doing in the near future?
Well, we met with our vendor for fertilizer and such, so yesterday, and so we'll have our first application of fertilizer and weed application if need be, so that'll start before kids play. And I did want to make a reference to that. We've got a product called Nature Safe. It's an all-natural product that we're going to try at the Bark Park in
Okay.
an effort not to put any additional chemicals on there, but it is all natural, and we'll have signage so to speak about it also. So it's called Nature Safe product.
Real quick, the weather warms up. What projects, specific, either upgrades, removal, new stuff, what projects for 25 are we going to try to conquer specifically?
We're trying to, Bob's initiative is to make the entryways, the opening, are more aesthetically pleasing areas, the cultural campus here at the government center, to do a little more turf maintenance on them, to try to get things a little more presentable than what they are now. Just
And if any of you have never known, I've known Bobby Connor, now our maintenance director, showing my age. I graduated from LC in 81. I think he's 85 or 86. I've known him since at least then.
Is that when he graduated or his age?
Pardon?
Is that when he graduated or his age?
That's my age, but we've known each other forever and a day. He is extremely talented and creative, and it's interesting to watch. If he gets an idea, he's one of those people kind of stay out of his way a little bit. He's an interesting character, like I said, very talented. So him taking that on, and speaking of that, what's called the Pigeon Building, the events thingamajiggy.
the activity center
Yes.
had its first rental last week, and they didn't put anything on the walls. Thank you.
And it's all complete.
It looks very nice.
Okay, that's good.
I suggest people use it for their next rental.
And then lastly, the ditch, if you go by Lee Road, we had thank you, Ms. Dunn, one of our MSDLT buses did a little land reclamation there for us. But the ditching that's going along there, is that the extent of it?
The street department, I spoke to Jim Hennigan last week, and he said, or no, this week, Monday, and he said he's gonna get in there and do some cleanup work.
Okay,
And then we've also got some grass choices that we might look at as far as native grasses.
Right.
So we don't have to mow that area along
That-
that hillside.
that's a tough turn on a good day. And then the other, with the short trail, were we doing, at the crosswalk there at 63rd and Lee Road, were we doing a city stamp thingy that's going there? Stamp thingy.
If costs allow, it was about $9,000 compared to
Okay,
just
got it.
about 1,000 for the typical crosswalk.
Okay.
So,
All right. And we met last week, as far as the long trail, the Fall Creek Greenways Trail. Just kind of give folks, I get 2 or 3 emails a week from Lawrence folks, mostly non-Lawrence folks. Where are we at?
we're about 60% as far as design work. They've done the soil samples. They have one left to do, and they're doing their hydraulic modeling. And we're waiting on government authorization on the water resources and some of the other items that we have to check off, tree inventory and that sort of thing. So we're waiting on authorization from those agencies to.
And this is a
proceed.
very polite way to say, holy hell, it takes a long time to get shovels into the ground and moving. I sat at our meeting, United Consulting in Indianapolis, DNR are great, but if you're a layman like I am, kinda, dealing with government, wow.
Yeah, but you could cause a big mess down there.
Yes. And that says, yes, we are not walking, we're not running towards building this trail, we're not even walking, we're still crawling. We're still gonna build it, but wow, the steps that have to be taken are impressive. So, everybody has to be patient. And then, real quick, Miss Jamie, can you give us some dates of fun and activity coming up? I've been seeing way too much of you lately, seems like it. I'm gonna start talking.
Let's see, tomorrow is, so we changed Golden Games. So we now have what's called Forever Young Club, and under the Forever Young Club.
Oh, I like
we'll
that,
have
'cause I-
different events. So we're having our game day tomorrow, 11 to 12. We are still talking about moving it for 2 hours.
Okay, I was gonna ask you the chance of, okay, thank you.
I asked Roman to ask the people who come regularly what their thoughts are, and if they want to move to another, like, do they want an earlier hour? So would it be 10 to 12 instead of 11 to 12, or would they want 11 to 1? So I asked him to do that. I have not come back he just came back from being out sick, so. Friday is our first Forever Young Club Fitness Day, so we will do a chair aerobics class from 11 to
Saw
12
that.
on Friday at the community center as well. And then we get into April. So April is, and also don't forget Shredded Day is on Saturday, and it's not at Belzer, it is at the community park.
This Saturday, and the cost, or the donation,
$5 per shred box, $20 per electronic.
got it.
And then April, so we have Spring Fling, which is April the 19th. That's Saturday before Easter at the Community Day in partnership with the Y. Then we have our cleanup day. We have on April the 22nd, that will start at 7:30 to 12:30, and we are still looking for volunteers for that. There is a sign-up list for volunteers on our Visit Indiana events page. So visit LawrenceIndiana.com. Under events, if you go to cleanup day, you can find the volunteer sign up. We do currently have 43, and that's not including our partnership with Westler, who they said they would have about 10 to 15. And I also heard from Lawrence Township, they wanted to bring some children from Fall Creek Valley. So we're hoping, I would love to get 200. There's a lot of places in our city that needs cleaned up, so.
And we're going to be doing more than picking trash up. Working
are.
with Liz, we're going to work on cleaning up our pollinator gardens out there, kind of like we did last year and the year before, and blah, 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 going forward. There's plenty to do.
There's plenty to do, and we are trying to make it more, it's literally a cleanup day, so we wanted to make it more about trash, more than trash. So,
Right.
like, clean up our baseball diamonds, clean up our concession stands, clean up everything that we have, just to make it more pleasant for our community. So that's the 22nd. The 23rd is State of the City at Arts for Lawrence. So the theater at the Fort, we'll do State of the City there at 6 p.m. Then that Sunday, we will have our first Lawrence, Live Longer in Lawrence Health and Wellness Fair, also at the community park. So we will do that at the community park from 12 to 4 on that Sunday.
What are they doing at that fair?
We're doing everything.
Just
So-
screenings and,
So we plan on having screenings, we plan on having resources set up along the walkway there. We will have, the Y will be providing instructors for active older adult classes inside the community center. We will also do another class of some sort. I don't know what that's gonna be yet. I wanna use as many as the diamonds as possible. So we're not just focusing on getting people out and
Moving.
getting people moving. So, we have Athlete Indy coming, and they will do a clinic for it's a track and field AAU team. They'll do a track clinic. The Y is thinking about either soccer or maybe baseball, depends on what season they have coming up for their littles. I want to get in contact with CCA to see if they will do some adult type of sport out there, because we want to reach all ages. Fall Creek Baseball agreed to do a clinic, so like a baseball clinic for the kids, do a kickball game. So we're just really trying to make it very active. I'm gonna invite the skateboarders to come out. They love to engage in the community as well. So just a lot of activity on our fields.
thank you, ma'am.
I think that's enough for now.
Eric, what are the opening day dates for baseball? I'm gonna beat you in the head here because I can't remember.
April 19th is the
At OYO.
OYO, and April 26th is
Fall Creek.
softball.
And when,
Okay, I don't, that I don't remember.
when's our first, when it's first big weekend with FC Pride having a tournament? That usually coincides with one of the Little League openings.
It's usually the first part of May, but I have not seen their schedule yet. So
Okay.
they're still doing their state schedule, so.
Got it.
Fence at the back of Lee Road Park, is that our fence or the school's fence?
Where at?
Yeah, you'd have to be a little more specific.
It sits between the school, between
Oh,
Poplar
the
Valley.
tree row?
Well, there's a fence they're building back there.
No, that
Is
must be on,
schools?
that must be on the school side,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is on the school side.
Oh, okay.
Because I went over there, Robin, their AD, we're setting up a cross-country course for them, and she mentioned there will be a fence here that'll have an opening. And
Oh,
it's on the
it will
school
have an
side.
opening?
Yes, sir, yep.
A lot of people, including
Oh,
myself,
yeah.
cross back and forth.
They asked
so
that, yep.
I was wondering about that. The master plan for community park?
We still, actually, I just sent an email to our consultant today to find out about the steering committee meeting, if we could have one next week sometime.
Okay.
I haven't heard back, but once I get those dates, then I'll let anybody from the board that wants to participate.
Okay, very good.
Just have to remember, well, I don't know, if we have to have less than, if we have two there or not, or if we have three. I think you can have three.
If you have three, and announce it,
Yeah.
yep.
The parking lot.
Oh,
Any
could let you
plans,
ask this
any-
month.
I understand that, where it is, but I just want to see if there's any
Where we at?
update on that.
The update that I can give you is that the Stormwater Board has approved a design and looking for funding for the storm portion of it.
And the storm portion of it would be,
Would be the under drains and getting it ready for the initial paving. So that can be done even if paving doesn't happen yet this year, but the objective is to get it in hopefully before July 4th, so it has a chance to settle down. And I've been tasked to get some additional quotes, since the quotes that we were working off of are now 3 years
Yeah,
old.
3-4 years
to,
And it would include paving and some new lighting and islands.
yeah, that's the.
Like the design we had before.
Yeah, we're actually using the same design, but trying to do it individually, so we don't have a giant contractor over it, that we just have a single, that we are doing a lot of things in-house. The drainage will, quite a bit of that will be done in-house, and then we can hopefully bid the paving out separately.
Probably help a lot if we get the drainage right.
Correct.
yeah.
And then-
Yeah, we're gonna have
Yeah,
to.
you
It
can't,
causes a lot of the
it's
problems
kind of like
there.
people say Six Fall Creek Road, by paving it again, no, it needs more than just throwing down some asphalt, I get it.
And in the meantime, I mean, some of it's really in bad shape up there and probably need to do something with it.
Yeah, streets, no, we're looking at some of, like the parking lot entrances for
Yeah.
soccer
Yeah.
primarily
It's really
before
bad.
season start. They're now, as of Monday, Indianapolis is getting hot patch, but Lawrence hasn't gotten it yet. So as soon as they get the batch plants open, where we can get in and get some, then they're gonna start doing some with hot patch. And I think I've seen it out there, so they might have already gotten some.
Okay, good. So that, like the entrances to some of the parking lots that have those big
Yeah,
alterations where
we'll-
it gets
we'll at
water in
least-
them and you can't
we'll at
tell how
least
deep
fill-
it is.
That
Fill that
initial
in.
fall is the mother, yes.
Yeah, so that would be really good if we
Yep.
had something. And the one at soccer park, football park, Burns Park over there, they're.
That hole?
Yeah, the hole, where it's raised up.
Probably a little more than what we can do in-house, so I'll get with Jim when they're doing street patching, milling and patch, to see if we can get that included in, because it needs some sub-base
Yeah,
put
that's what I'm
in.
saying, it needs something. 'Cause
It's from running the trash truck in and out.
Yeah, okay, I figured that was something like that. We talked about, I should ask when Jamie was up here, but we talked about youth activities last time, about trying to have more, some of the things Jamie was talking about were, that's really good, but we need it on a more regular basis. And now that we've got the personnel to do some of these things, maybe I'd like to see us do more where we get kids, and we got more adult activities and some youth
Yeah.
activities, but we need more youth activities, get them moving and, maybe coordinate with the Y and
Okay.
schools and that kind of thing.
Jamie, you want to add anything? I know Roman has been out first part of this week, but I know he's been working on some things.
Roman and Daniel have worked on marketing for a rec football league, a league that will keep it here in-house. It's not a travel league, so it's a league that will stay in Lawrence. So we have that. We have been researching a possibility of, like, I know tutoring was mentioned, some back after-school activities. So we've been researching how we can make that work and who we could work with. So we hear you, for sure.
Flag football,
Flag football, yes. Ages. I already
Like
know.
4, 5, 6, when we talked earlier, that was a big thing on my part, get 5, 6-year-olds playing flag football. And even older kids whose parents don't, being around high school athletics all my entire 43-plus years, number of kids playing tackle football over the age of 10, 11, 12 is way down. Arranging for flag football for older kids.
and things that don't cost.
Oh,
as much
that's the
money
thing,
to
doesn't cost
participate.
arm and a leg. That's the issue with travel is, when I hear the cost of playing travel, softball, baseball, football, you just go,
Yeah.
whoa.
We need more activities where,
Yeah.
kids
Yes.
moving and doing things.
Right.
and,
So right now
doesn't
the
have to be a
idea-
Big win or lose kind of thing. It's just,
Correct. Right now, the idea is
to
to run it more like a clinic. So we would do more clinic style, so the registration form is created, it's only gonna be about 6 weeks long.
Okay.
That's
Just to
about
get-
perfect.
Just to get it started, right, so the attention spans aren't that great, right? So just to get it started and see where we are at, where we can grow, what we need to change,
Yeah,
so.
something everybody could do.
Correct.
So you don't have to be a pro to be
Yes.
doing these things. I think that's really, really important.
Yes,
Okay, very good.
And that's for both boys and girls?
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah, because we've got flag football for girls now.
Oh, I know.
in
That's
high
a big
school,
deal.
So
The
it's important that it's
IHSA came out
inclusive.
yesterday, they are expanding from 32 girls flag football teams to 64 for this coming season, so it's a big to-do.
It is very, very popular.
And we were 9-0 at LN
Moving
this
in the
year,
right
so
direction.
good.
Fall
Very
program
good.
also.
Good.
Thank you, Jamie.
One more thing.
Yep, go ahead.
Raises, we making any progress on that?
We had a resolution that I've asked Jeff to
Table.
Okay.
table for this Parks Board meeting. I have some additional conversations to have with the administration regarding that, so if we can table it till the
Hopefully next month.
April meeting.
Yes.
I definitely don't want that falling off the table.
No, no, no. Eric and I had a conversation about that. We don't. Any other questions for Fuzzy over here? All right. Eric, you got anything for us, new, exciting?
Just real quickly, the cultural campus, the guys have been working on the cultural campus. They've got the mulching almost done. We're going to do some seeding, and again, fertilization, try to get the turf better established, all the activities we have over there, and the turf isn't in very good shape. So that's something, again, Bob wants to work on for this 25 season. Pickleball courts were opened up today.
Yay! The expert sends me an email about them. I'm going to tell them to do something biologically impossible. Thank
And-
you, Chief.
And then I have a meeting tomorrow with HSC seal coating to look at whether we need to do any seal coating this season or not. Because I guess we do have some cracks that are forming on the feet, on the courts. We want to make sure we keep an eye on that. This week, the restrooms will be open at Lee Road Football and Play Park by the end of this week, first of next week. And then we have our final walkthrough with Calumet and United regarding the Lee Road Trail. So it's Friday, and hopefully we can
What time
release
is
the
that
best
Friday?
funds. 9 o'clock on Friday.
I might join you. It's going to be a nice, yeah, maybe rainy, but what the hell?
And other than that, not
That about it?
much.
All right. With that being said, we got some old business. First up, the VFW 71, good Lord, Jeff. what'd you read?
7119.
Yeah, thank you. 7119 usage agreement. Give us a refresher.
So you did approve it in form last week, but here's the actual form. So it's June 2nd through August 25th. With July 4th off, 4 courts, 7 to 9, at a price of $8 per court or $32.
And that doesn't overlap with CCA or?
No, this is a Monday night league, and the
Okay.
CCA has it on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Okay. I'll let you handle the phone calls from the non-league players, but
Well, as long as we keep 4 courts,
Right.
we should be all right.
hey, when you're popular, you're popular. Any questions, discussions? I'd entertain a motion, agreement between the City of Lawrence Parks Department, VFW Post 7119 for use of our pickleball courts for a whole lot of Mondays throughout the summer.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. New business, we have Resolution 1. Hopefully, we can bring it back. That does deal with salaries within the department. Hopefully, we'll be able to bring it back with a positive resolution to that for April. The other one is 2025 agreement for Fall Creek softball and baseball. If anybody at Fall Creek would like to address anything, feel welcome. It's basically our standard agreement. The key points being, from our end of it, is insurance, keeps the attorneys happy, up-to-date insurance. We got to have that before anything. No outside third-party agreements. We're in the era of where people's livelihoods are people who plan, schedule, and want to hold tournaments
Yep.
at facilities I don't mind anybody making a buck, believe me, but that's not allowed.
Financials.
And, yeah. And lastly, we need to have financials. If Fall Creek wants to know what we mean by financials, what we expect to see in them, please chat with Eric, OYO, very thorough, to the point when I get a little nerved, have to take a extra shot of espresso when they give their end of the year to us. But it just, how many kids played, what went in, what went out, an end of the year accounting of what went on. Those are kind of the big items. And if anyone from Fall Creek, before we address it, would like to come up and chat real quick, any comment? If not, one thing I know that's out there, I'm going to be, what we definitely have got to have, I'm a lot of concerned on one issue. We have got to see a leadership structure for the league. I'll be honest, I know who I need to call from LTFL, I know who to call with FC Pride, I know who to call OYO if I have an issue, be it who's the president, the vice president. We have got to know what the treasurer, secretary. I'm in the dark, we're in the dark as to what that leadership structure looks like. We just are. And that's not an attack on the league, but we have got to know who we are holding accountable for this. Because when I go to sign this, I put a name on it, Mayor Deb puts a name on it, and the league president, and right now it's still listed as Mr. Will back there. But we need to know a leadership structure. That's a big deal with us. And we went out there yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. Monday. I don't even know what day of the week it is now. I am not ruling out, I know I created a potential dark cloud over the use of the field house out there. It's not a dark cloud, it's partly cloudy. We are going to come back in April. I have an ideal in mind. Take this back to your board members, your other leadership. I am more than willing to sign an agreement with Fall Creek Baseball that goes from April 1st to the last day of August to give you time to, and with conjunction with Eric's input, with the improvements, repairs, infrastructure that needs to be done at that facility. It gets to warm weather time, it won't be used as much as it is when it's cold weather time. And we are going to, and I get a 6-month agreement there to allow you folks to get your ducks in a row and get the appropriate repairs and improvements made. All right, I am not going to pull the wool out from under you. As I told you, you have my word that I know where I played baseball, and I know those kids. I was that kid, and I'm more than willing to give you a 6-month extension to try to get to that good point. Mr. Virgil.
Hello. I'm now with Fall Creek Baseball, and I'm mostly their groundskeeper and whatever needs done. But Will is still the president, so you have good contact there. I don't think there'll be any problem informing you on leadership structure. Will can contact you on specifics on the financials, but basically we're talking about a P&L like any other company would give, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we're cool there. The one thing I'd like clarified for us, when we're talking about the usage agreement, am I to understand that we're going to separate Community Park and the usage of whatever's at Lee Road? Are those going to be separate agreements?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
The field house usage, and what's their end date for the usage at the field house?
It's the end of this month, I believe.
End of March or into April?
I think I thought it was April.
Was it April?
That's what I thought.
Well,
We'll
don't
work
trust
through
my
it, yeah.
memory.
Okay.
Yeah, we won't arm wrestle over that.
Okay. And so I should have been paying better attention. If it lapses in April, what do we need to do between now and whenever a new usage agreement is considered for the Lee Road? I guess, it seems to me like there's gonna be some limbo there where nobody has access to it and we aren't even legally able to go in and do repairs. I'm not trying to be a stickler,
No,
but-
no, because I'm being a stickler. And I'll be honest, I'm being a stick in the mud here too. Eric,
I don't know why you couldn't have a proposal for an April agreement at your next meeting with Virgil and I and Will and Anthony, everybody sitting down with a list of
improvements.
improvements that you'll make during that period of time, and then if those don't happen, then you'd look at the end of the, look.
All right, 6-month period.
So that would be my suggestion, that you put those,
Between now and our April meeting, yeah, for lack of a better word, Fall Creek Baseball, we won't even call it that. You guys are independent contractors that are looking to make improvements to a facility that you've had access to and are willing to make improvements to. I'm trying to, that's not bureaucratic gobbledygook. I don't know what is, but that's how I'm going to look at it.
Okay, so, I mean, per all the usage agreements I've ever had with the city, any improvement you make that's at the building is permanent. I mean, it's.
Right.
It becomes property of the building. We understand
Right.
that.
Correct. I just want, like I said, I don't want to throw you out on your ear. There seems to be a better level of commitment towards, I'll use that building for example, to make upgrades to it and committed to using it on a regular basis. And that's why I decided the warmer months of the year would be the time to do it, because hopefully you don't have to use it too often when it rains a lot this year, during the season.
Right, well, our plan is really to use it for extras, clinics, tutoring, over and above our normal practices, because it's pretty hard to get a whole league in there for a rain
Oh,
out
no,
day.
if you get 25, 30, 40 kids, I'll give you an example. OIO uses, they have 30 or 40 different kids, and they're paying every Sunday that come to Lawrence North and use the batting cages, pitching machines, and all of that. They pay for that usage, but that's what they bring through there on a Sunday, about 30 or 40 kids. So what I'm going to do, charge you with, Eric, reach out to the gentleman, and Will, is not here, let's set up very, very quickly, if we can, I don't care what time of day, what improvements need to be made. If we have to keep the lawyers happy, we can call a quick Parks Board meeting where I only need 3 people to get a use agreement in time, sometime before our next Parks Board meeting in April. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay,
My goal is to give you guys some wiggle room, get your ducks in a row, come up with what you think needs to be done, what needs to be done, what has to be done, and what we wish could be done. There's nothing wrong with the wish to be done. We all know there's some infrastructure upgrades that need to take place there, but that's still a very valuable sound structure that needs to be utilized.
okay.
Okay? Question? All right. Go ahead.
The agreement, the only one we're talking about is for the field house?
No, the agreement tonight is for the league, upcoming league over at Community Park. And
We are gonna vote on that, is that right?
yes, the agreement on the field house, I think it's good through April the 5th.
That's,
If I remember
yeah,
right.
that's what
I don't want you locked out of the field house.
No, I don't either. And like I said, you gave me confidence that there is a commitment, like I said, make improvements and utilize that facility more often. So I don't want to throw anybody out in their ear if they're willing to take another swing at it.
Okay, and
Okay?
before I abandon you, I'm assuming the usage agreement is gonna be, for community park, it's gonna be pretty much a clone of last year's.
Yes. Other
Okay.
than, like I said, we didn't have last year, the end of the year thingamajigging, we didn't have the third party component in it. But other than that, it's word for word.
Okay.
All righty?
Oh, no.
You're
One more question.
okay.
I apologize. So if there was some for-profit group or whatever that wanted to put on a tournament, no bueno, But if we want to host a tournament with our people, like an all-star tournament or something like that, That's
OYO does that.
well, I just,
Yeah, if you guys are running,
just clarifying.
and even if you had an outside group come in, they just need to go before us to get that
Prior
agreement.
approval.
Yeah, when I say no third party, that was pretty, I didn't finish my thought. They can, but they need to come before us.
okay.
Yeah,
All right, thank you.
yes, sir.
Mr. President,
I have a clarifying
Yes, ma'am.
question. So, and I'm new, so I apologize
That's
for
okay.
what could possibly be a silly question. So do OYO and Fall Creek, do they pay to use our facilities?
The, not directly. So, OYO and Fall Creek are a little different. OYO does, puts in funds, puts in capital improvements, and we use that as collateral or
As offsets.
offsets to the
Okay.
agreement. Fall Creek, we do not do that with because of the, they're so shoestring now that we don't want to push anything. But, if they have a project and they come to us, then we do ask to do cross-sharing on that. If it's something that they can afford to do and we can help them out, we'll do that. But as far as funds coming back in, not directly, no.
And so, do we know that these improvements are being made in a way that is,
Well, like, I'll use OYO. Eric, what was their last big project?
The concession stand they built. So it offsets for so many years, or at the end of the year, they provide us a listing of what projects they did, and then it's zeroed out
If
off
need
their
be,
contract.
share with Ms. Dunn their latest,
Okay.
their end of the year report.
I think
It's
that would
very
be helpful,
extensive.
because I want to make sure that obviously OYO is established, Fall Creek has had varying,
It's been up and down.
leadership, and, obviously, between Lawrence Lions and then Fall Creek, and then all of them, coming together. So I just want to make sure that we're being cognizant of providing additional opportunities, as you so eloquently stated, for our folks here, and especially our young people here in Lawrence Township.
I'll give you an example, and Jamie, you brought it up. Lawrence Township football, because this is where youth football has, I think, integrated into, is overwhelmingly travel. Come to Lawrence North from August 1st to last day of December. On a Saturday, Sunday, we'll have teams from 15 states playing Little League football. That's what Fall Creek Valley does. That's why that you frustrate me. But I'll never I won't throw you out on your head, though. I know there are times you think I want to. We have kids, like I said, I was that kid from that part of Lawrence who, didn't play travel baseball, but I had folks that wanted to play baseball. And over at Lawrence Community Park with Lions, and they have dedicated themselves to providing kids who just want to play baseball, plain and simple. They just want to play ball. Where OIO overwhelmingly are kids and families that from all over the counties, you have Hancock, Marion, Hamilton, who are overwhelmingly travel baseball kids. Overwhelmingly. They'll run 1,100 kids through there, but they're 90% travel ball. And I think what Fall Creek provides an opportunity for kids that just want to play ball. And it's good for them to be out there playing ball. And their parents are glad that they get a chance to play ball.
I completely agree with that. And I guess my other question about that is because we know that I think about the growing Latino population here in our city, and sometimes there are competing priorities between soccer and baseball. And so will there be an opportunity for fall ball that you guys will be offering?
We offer fall ball every season.
Awesome.
And if you have any specific questions for me, I'd love to, because I don't like that we frustrate you. I don't want to. But I'll do a commercial for us because Jeff is exactly right. You know, I was president of the Football League for a little
Forever.
over a decade. And I got frustrated because it appeared that it was getting more and more difficult with less and less support.
Yeah.
And it didn't take very long when I pulled away that now there is no place in Lawrence that little Johnny can go try football.
Yeah, just go play.
Yeah.
It's all
Um,
travel.
Right now, on Fall Creek with Fall Creek softball and baseball, that's where little Jane and Johnny can go and see if they want to be a baseball player. I had 3 calls, well, 1 yesterday, 2 today, from parents that they really want to play, but they don't know where they can get their funds. We work very hard to get those kids on our fields. I think we do a lot with not much. You know, I wouldn't push back much when you say we're shoestring because we are. We're pursuing sponsorships and all that. But I believe that Fall Creek fills a super important niche that if it goes away, a lot of kids will not participate in sports.
Right.
They're not going to go to Skiles. They're not going to go to OYO. Whether they're Lawrence residents or near East Side Indianapolis residents, they're just not going to have an opportunity. And I see our park as the welcome mat to Lawrence because we are on a shoestring, but we do it pretty well. I would encourage you to come out on a Saturday and watch some of our baseball and see our kids. And I'd be fine, you know, I wouldn't have any hesitation if a league wanted to play a pickup game with an OYO rec team, not their
Right.
Bombers, but a rec team, and one of our kids play good baseball. They're learning the sport. And it needs to be there. And we need to do our part. I'm not, you know, pushing that aside or anything. But I do want to do a commercial for us because we're the first thing that feels like Lawrence that you hit when you're coming from the
Yeah.
south.
That's why we push back hard. We got our nice road on Franklin Road. This is a trivial maybe, but let's get the parking lot looking, you know, ship-shape and the like. Yeah, it's a gateway. It is our gateway. It truly is. And you got a bunch of adults, correct me if I'm wrong, it's kind of the we give a damn league for kids. Maybe that should be a saying, not on a shirt, but you give a damn about kids. And like I said, I was those kids that shoestring and somebody gave a damn when I wanted to play baseball. I ended up being pretty good at it.
Well, we can always use more help, but now that it's warm,
Oh, I know you get an
there's
itch.
almost, if you go by there, there's going to be somebody doing something.
Something, yeah.
There's a lot of dedication to that facility and those kids. And, you know, maybe we need to resurrect them, but I used to have shirts that said, if you're not here for the kids, you're in the wrong park.
Mm-hmm.
That is our mentality and our philosophy. That's the only reason we're there. I don't even like baseball. So,
That's wrong. That's communism.
well, never was very good at it.
Oh, okay. I'm
But,
very good at it. I love it. Yes.
Mr. President?
But
That's what
if
I'm
you
saying.
have any specific questions for us, I'd love to try to answer them for you, but there's amazing things going on there. I love my kids, I like all the people that help us, and we need to be there. So, that's my commercial.
Yeah, I don't have a question. I just want to say I really appreciate you doing this. You know, that you're involved in Fall Creek baseball, because I think that's really important. And I trust you. I know
Yeah, you've
I
been around so
appreciate
long.
that. Thank you.
Thank you. Real quick, before us, we do have a use
Mr.
agreement.
President?
Oh,
I think there's another,
I'm sorry.
I want to piggyback off of,
You're fine.
because I know Virgil, he don't like to get up here, neither do I, we miss out on stuff. This is not us, so. But just to piggyback off of what he said, the park, the community park over there, the baseball, that is Lawrence. And the facility over here at Lee Road, that's why it's been my vision. You know, it's been over there sitting dormant, and we have a lot of kids. We get a lot of kids that come to our organization, and they don't know nothing about baseball.
No.
You know, and it's hard to, when you got 12, 13 kids on the baseball team, it's hard to hold that, you know what I mean, to hold their concentration.
It's like herding cats.
Yep.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean, that's something for us to have the kids who want to play and, you know, to come, let us teach you, you know. And meanwhile, we're not just teaching them baseball, we're teaching them how to be individuals, you know. some
Young men, young women.
That's right.
Yep.
It's rough out here right now, you know, and a lot of the kids, they need a refuge, they need somewhere to
Yep.
go, you know, because a lot of them are not getting it at home. We see it, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say, every time I read a story about where business people have gotten together, the thing that they complain about the most is people being able to work together.
Yes.
You know, that their employees don't know how to get along, work together, solve problems, which is exactly.
Conflict
Yes.
resolution.
Yes.
Really
And
important.
6 months to get that facility over there, that's no time.
So-
We'll have it together. We just want the facility. We want to keep the facility at our park.
Right.
That's what
Like
we
I
wanna
said,
do.
I believe in you.
Believe me, it'll happen. All right? That's
Thank
all
you,
I
sir.
got.
I'm sorry, can you please tell us who you are,
I'm
sir?
Anthony Weather.
Thank you so
I'm one
much.
of the board members, one of the commissioners, a parent of 2 of the players.
Awesome.
And
Thank
the
you so
coach.
much.
Let's
So-
go.
Thank you for your dedication.
All trade.
Thank you, guys. Real quick, being no more comment, I'd entertain a motion to enter into a 2025 agreement with Fall Creek Baseball and Softball.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Play ball. All right. Public comment, kids. Come on down there, Mr. Jim.
Oh, good. Well,
Nice
this-
to see you, Mr. Chair,
is an honor.
Mr. Eric, board members. The dog park conversation we had last time was it might need some reseeding, and there's a center gate that goes right straight into the park, two different gates, and
Into the dog park?
into the dog park. And past that, it's just tore up because dog park,
Dogs are
people
dogs.
bring the dogs all year long. And we're a pretty active group, so we'd be happy to participate in like cordoning off part of the park, that part in particular, if you want to do that.
For a while, until it can,
And let people go on the sides.
Reclaim it.
And then the other part that really needs it is towards the road, 63rd Street, and the parking lot. And that's where most of the, just mud.
Yeah.
It's just mud. I don't know if you put down fertilizer, if anything will grow. And the things that, to me, the choke point in terms of growth is the crabgrass in August. Because you gotta get the pre-emergent down, because it does kill off all the other
all the good
grass.
stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I know you've got lots of grass all over Lawrence that you're mowing and fertilizing, and this might not be the priority, so I'm just telling you, dog park people will help you out
Okay.
if you need that.
We did get pricing on some turf-style fescue, which is a
Yeah.
little more resilient, and it germinates a little quicker, but to your comment, doing half and maybe trying
Because
to keep,
there's another entrance gate.
Yeah.
There's like a little vestibule, if you will.
How long would you,
oh, you mean, okay, yeah.
To go in
Yeah.
it goes in one side and then straight ahead. So there's
Yeah.
2 different gates, and we could still people could still have access to it, through the side gate, if you will.
how long would you anticipate needing to, for lack of a word, shut down part of it?
Oh, probably
4 to 6
4 to
weeks?
6 weeks, yeah,
Yeah,
to
yeah, to
get
get it to
germination
germinate.
and get good and hardened off, yeah.
That's something we've got to address. For 2 reasons. A, it's a mud pit. B, we make some money off of it. It's it's an asset. So I think that we need to move that kind of towards the
So
top of
would-
the
would
order.
shutting parts of it off on a regular basis, would that help?
No, it would, I mean, well, no, it's really not, probably not big enough for
Yeah.
what it is now. But if we could get part of it growing and then do a fall fertilization and fall seeding, overseas.
I was thinking more about prevention of the problem.
Yeah. Dogs compact, they're hard on turf, so and when you've got,
That's why I have cats. They're hard on the furniture.
but,
Mine don't just sleep all
but yes, we will,
So
if
I'm
we,
just saying, we're willing to help.
Okay.
I think you can get his name and number and put him in charge. of
Okay.
what's in the-
That's kind of, that, Liz, I wasn't gonna throw him under the bus, but that's kind of where I was going with this. It sounds like a Jim Missouri
No,
activity.
Yeah, if you got orange fence or something you want to.
Yeah, we would have to actually cordon it off, or we've got temporary fencing that we can put up the,
Yeah, we'd be happy to help.
okay.
Keep the dog people out of the bars,
Sign him up.
so.
That's perfect.
We have a pitch-in every fall at Halloween, and everybody dresses their dogs up.
Oh, that's fun.
And then we have lots of food.
There you go.
Look into it.
I don't bet you don't have any hot dogs.
Hey-o!
Stop it.
You know, here all night, try the veal.
No dad jokes, no dad
God.
jokes.
The new people are supposed to stay quiet. Any, Miss Liz? Go ahead, hon.
I'm just gonna go very quickly through my
I
list.
mean, real quick, I'll have our board member, no, you're fine, get back up here. Eric gave everybody on the board information on one of your topics you shared with me this afternoon on wet ponds and what they are and how to care and take care of them. Eric indicated, how many do we have in the city?
We did, well, the Parks Department just has Gin Park, but the fire department has one at their German church. I think that's it.
Okay,
Well, and the police department has that.
pond. That's where many people from the snafu are buried.
Well, I am Liz Mazur, and I serve on the council, and I enjoy coming to the parks meetings because you all accomplish a lot. And Virgil, and what was your name again, sir? Anthony Webb. It's just, our kids are all grown up, but it's just wonderful to have people like you getting kids who might not be able to get out and get fresh air and exercise and learn how to work together. So thank you so much. So Jeff already mentioned, one of the things that I wanted to bring up is that the city of Lawrence pays a subscription to belong to the White River Alliance, and that's $7,000 a year. And what part of that involves is that they have all these modules that are on the city website about how to do things for stormwater treatment. And the thing is that all of Lawrence needs to be working on stormwater treatment.
Been a problem
because
for 100 years,
It
yep.
just should be with everything. And I watched Module 8 last weekend, and it was quite interesting talking about ponds and how and it's documented by Purdue and the Soil and Water Conservation District, that if you have a buffer area of native plants and grasses around ponds, that it benefits, it cleans the water, it keeps Canada geese away, it reduces the pollution, and so just encouraging. I know we only have the 2 parks that the parks are officially in charge of, but if you need help implementing that, you know that I'm a busybody and would love to help you out. So, and then secondly, I am so impressed. We met last week and we're talking about the Bragdon Wetlands Park. Are you all familiar with the Bragdon Wetlands Park?
Eric, educate, or
Yeah.
I know about it.
So, when they built
Monarch.
Monarch Beverage, they had to remediate, I think it was 2 acres of wetlands. Well, they made 12-acre remediation there, and then the city was granted that facility, that property, and I think it was during the Jessup administration, named it after the Bragdon family. So we're going to get some signage up there, and just to give people the information of who they can contact, and just to get some notoriety to the facility. And then we talked about doing some invasive removal and other things over there. So another place to look at and to work and to provide for nature. So
just be aware of the Bragdon wetlands, that, this little gem that is one more green area.
And it's off on the south side of the facility on 46?
it goes all the way to 52nd Street.
Okay.
So it's kind of L-shaped, long down from
Where
52nd
would the
Street.
sign be? Where would signs be? Where would you? put signs?
We'll probably put one at the, there's really not a north entrance, but there's a utility lift station there. We'll probably put it close to that.
I just wonder where people would see it.
Yeah, yeah, and it right along the road. And then the other one we'll put along 46th Street.
Okay.
And number 3, I only have 4 items, so take a deep breath. The April 22nd cleanup, you had touched upon how it will be cleaning up trash and working on ball fields, and then there will be invasives. And when I had contacted Dana Altmeyer, she had said that the schools were testing that day and that no kids would be able to help out. But you've just mentioned that Fall Creek has said that their kids can come. So I'm just thinking, let's start thinking about, can we have those kids working in the area off, they could just walk from school. Imagine that, to walk over to do an activity and learn them some about invasives and how to get rid of them and have fun and some education and not just picking up
I'm dropping
trash.
out of trash pickup this year around that day, so I'm going to cut out. I've been doing it for too long, so I'm going to do invasive that day. So.
Yeah, that's a good.
Okay.
Bending and stooping. I don't mind digging around a little bit.
So, did you have a question, Ms. Dunn?
No, I just, it's the iLearn, I'm assuming the iLearn summative that
Yes.
they're talking
It
about,
is.
and that runs for more than just a day.
Okay.
And so I will follow up with MSDLT, because also if we're talking about students walking, there could be an opportunity for Forest Glen students and others, so yes, I will follow up with that.
Okay, and then 4th, we have talked about the close to 5 acres of pollinator-friendly plantings at the 4 different parks here in the city of Lawrence. They should be, ideally, be burned down every couple of years, but since we haven't figured out how to do that with getting approval, what we are doing instead is they need to be mowed once a year, and the best management practice is to mow in strips so that the insects that inhabit those plants, they're not all killed. So just want to start talking about how when the mowing is done, which would probably be the end of April.
Let's burn.
I know, if we can, I've talked to Fort Bend, Emily Sweet there, and I mean, there's a potential, it'd be really fun. But, so in the meanwhile, the areas will be mowed in strips, and just want to give people a heads up that when you see those strips, it is not Eric being incompetent, it is him being very educated and competent and using best management practices, because it's the best way to do it. So,
And we actually discussed that in our staff meeting today, so we'll probably be doing that.
Cutting or burning?
Kelly.
A little
No,
excitement in my
we don't-
life.
None of us smoke, so we can't drop
Yeah.
a cigarette.
Well, I might take up the habit.
so,
So we'll probably do it at the end of April.
end of April,
Yeah.
okay. But just, and then the other things could be mowed maybe in the fall, or just for the following year, but
Yeah.
don't mow them all down.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Jim, get with Eric and the Bark Park and put you guys to work. Anything else from the audience? Updates? Anything? Meeting once, twice? We're adjourned. Go out and enjoy the weather. That's called